Anyway, welcome everybody. Just very excited to have you here. Lots to talk about, but first, let's just get the main question out of the way. Zach, tell us what happened here in the Discord today. Share with us some details, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So, unfortunately, we did have a compromised administrator who has now been let go. And we even went through all the typical safety measures, like did you have your 2FA on? Do you see any devices? And it seemed like there was some sort of JavaScript, injected into his account, and this person was waiting to pounce on us. And unfortunately, everybody, like Bender, Ivan, and myself, were all in a meeting, and so we weren't necessarily looking at the Discord. However, I am pretty impressed with the team. We did isolate the incident within 9 minutes. Had the announcement gone, and some people got banned for calling out. Like I think 15 or 16 people got banned for this, and we appreciate you guys calling that stuff out. And if you don't have your roles, everyone should be back. Everyone should be back. If you don't have the right roles, let me know, or Bender know, and we'll make sure that you have the right roles and you are restored what you had prior to this. And we're really sorry that this happened, and But that's about all we can report for now. We have asked people who were affected by this, and when I say affected, clicking the hyperlink and going to the website isn't going to compromise your account. However, I went through it all up until the last step of where it would drain my wallet, either on Ethereum or Binance or BNB, from what I can tell. You'd have to connect your wallet, authenticate it, and then it had a prompt where it literally said what it was taking from you, and then you have to accept in order for you to actually be affected. And if you did, make sure you go to revoke.cash, which that is in the announcement. Please open a support ticket if you can, and we're going to look into who this person was and see what we can do. It seems like we have at least one hacker that likes to hang out around here and either impersonate Nick or SO or somebody, and I am happy to report, and Nick and I, we met this last week, and we did isolate a hacker and destroyed his wallet, and anyone who was a part of the Nick hack, we are recouping those tokens that were lost. So we're happy to report that. So on
that one, we went through the chain. The person had essentially moved tokens through multiple accounts, so we traced them all through, and then they had consolidated them, and so we voided them. So so that was a good thing. So Zach, one of the things we like to do after all these incidents is to give the team some time to do the analysis, and then we do a debrief. So tomorrow, let's do that. And one of the things, we are always going to have folks here who look at some sort of something in the announcement channel, etc. And that's expected, right? They expect that to be official, and not necessarily look at the source. Like most of the time, people who are posting the announcements channel are very few, right? It's myself or you or Ivan. So we could probably come up with a protocol to visually validate, what the authenticity of that message, etc. So
that was a blunder by the ambassadors team. That we had it where anyone who had the ambassador's role could post an announcement, and what we've done is we've isolated to only the people that actually do. So now the ambassador's role will not be able to going forward, and it'll only be people who you've seen do announcement, because the user that did post that announcement never posts announcements. He's not supposed. That's not his. Wasn't what his job was. So we're going to be a little bit more diligent about that. And then another thing that I posted in the holders chat is sometime this week I'm going to put out an application for people. We need more community mods. SO, Elemental, and Biz have been doing a great job, but there's so many people, and like we were just talking about earlier in this week about, in the questions when there's, hey, I haven't been here for 8 months. There's so many people coaching each other up, and already 3 or 4 people have already said like, hey, I'll help out, and I notice these people, and so out of the people that have, they are very active and have been here since the get-go, or a validator, or somebody like that does care about this project. So we will be putting out something like that and bring in some additional moderation. They probably won't be responsible for any support tickets or anything like that, but just coaching up like the general chats. And we are going to be making some changes in Discord here in the next week or so, where there's going to be some new channels, some different educational stuff, and token gating based on what your actual Vitru holding is. No more collab land, no more Polygon NFTs, none of that stuff. It'll all be based on our actual chain, which is really exciting.
Great. Yeah, I'll also recommend some folks who would reach out to me who are interested in moderating. So
absolutely, be open to anybody.
Yeah. So look, folks, we tighten things. We keep security as tight as possible, but then occasionally we have incidents. We can sit and sort of moan about it, or we can take action. And I think our approach is to take action. So look at exactly what happened, get to the bottom of it, and address it and elevate our security. We live in a world Web3 where there are constant threats, and we also have to constantly have a defensive posture around it. So we are committed to doing that, and each time any incident happens, we are committed to being fully transparent about what happened, how it happened, etc., and letting you know what we are doing about it. So this is it. In fact, the meeting that they were talking about is our daily stand-up. So every day, including Fridays, we meet at 8:45 a.m. Pacific, and that's our daily stand-up. That's where we kind of decide, what the next course of action is for things, and get a report on what people have been up to the prior day, and so on. So that's about the only time when a lot of people are probably not available on Discord, etc., because we are very focused on figuring out what the next steps are for the business.
Yeah, right. It was pretty unfortunate, but like, we all dashed out. I can't remember who it was, DM'd us and said, hey, I think there's this hack going on, and we had to like immediately drop and go into crisis mode real quick. And I'm pretty impressed with Bender and Ivan and the whole team for a response time of 9 minutes when you're focused on a meeting. I think is personal. Obviously I'm biased, but the sprint, it was a quick sprint. Bender, it was those stand-ups are the most important meeting of the day, and it just so happened they got us while we were there.
So I want to cover 3 topics in this town hall, and then we can, of course, take questions. But I'll be honest with you, some of the questions I'll have to deflect them for Friday, because I've just been working on a lot of things and haven't had a chance to get updates from everybody on a number of topics. So I would rather just have you wait on certain answers versus give you speculative or incorrect answers. But all right, the 3 topics that I want to cover today is, one is the fact that Poet is that I demoed on Friday is live now out there, and you've probably seen tweets about it, etc. We're getting some traction with it, and we want to get a whole lot of people using it and testing it out. Poet, for those of you who didn't attend Friday, stands for Proof of Engagement Token, and it is the equivalent of what is in the other Ethereum world, POAP. So it's an on-chain token intended to be given by an individual, an organization, a group, to others that have engaged with them in some form or fashion. So this could be like, for example, I could create a Poet right now and say, everyone who attended the Vitruvio Townhall, here's a Vitruvio Townhall Poet. But of course, you don't want to do it just for the sake of doing it. You want to do it because that possession of that token has some meaningful value associated with it. And with Poet, that value is going to be, at least to begin with, in two forms. The first is we have the ability with a Poet to have premium content. You can have a premium video. When I say premium, it's really unlockable content. So you can have a video, you can have a PDF, an image, or something. So imagine someone shows up online to a webinar or something like that, and they attend, and then later you want to give them some secure documentation, about the webinar or something. So that would be a good use of Poet, because you're capturing that they attended and also giving them some content. So unlockable content is one form, and the second form is token gating. So we are implementing bots right now, so that with Poet, people will essentially be able to use it on their Discords, where possession of a Poet enables them access to a certain channel or disallows them access to a certain channel. Now, that's broadly done using ownership of an NFT, but that's at a very high level. What we want to do is have give people more granular control of that, and so that's where Poet comes into play. The other thing we also want is to have we have an API with Poet, which it's very rudimentary right now. It's not yet ready for release, but we will release it, and then developers can start using that to integrate a holder of a Poet in Web 2 applications or Web 3 applications. So speaking of Web 2, one of the defining factors of Poet is that it works with just an email address. So it doesn't require someone to be in crypto or know anything at all about crypto. They just need an email address, and that's it. They're set. How does this work? Well, under the hood, Poet has essentially the analogy of a custodial wallet, and so your Poet, your token, is on chain, but it's in your account. It's associated with it, but until you are actually ready to cross the threshold from Web 2 email to crypto with a wallet, it just stays there. There is a transfer function. You provide your wallet address, and you can ship it off to any wallet you want, and then you can get out of the email kind of training wheels, if you will. But a Poet is an on-chain token, and it's free. It costs nothing. We take care of the gas, etc., because gas is quite low on our protocol. And so by having this and giving the ability for anyone anywhere in the world to be able to do this, we feel like we can get to the point where there are millions and millions of these tokens, and that's a really, really good use case for Vitruvio. Now, this is a broad consumer application, but when it comes to creators, etc., the ability for a creator, like an artist, to give all their collectors a thank you Poet, and to be able to then eventually we will provide toolings where you'll be able to message them. You'll be able to perhaps create a little online forum, things like that. So those are things also that we will make extensible, so third parties can extend the Poet ecosystem. So the token becomes sort of the hub, and we expect developers to come and build things around it and extend it. So the scope of it can be fairly large, but doing this from the ownership of the protocol perspective is unique and different. No one else has it that way. It's always a third party that does that. The advantage we have by doing it this way is that we can continue to provide deep hooks with the protocol if needed. We'll provide some generic hooks for right now, but later on we might make it extensible. So these are some ideas we have around Poet. So the vision is fairly big, but today we've rolled it out, and when I last checked, there were almost 600 Poets already issued. I expect that to go up very, very quickly, because we just did a space this morning actually where there were 700 folks, and that was great. So we'll keep doing that. All right. Let's see. The next thing I want to talk about is the our Vitro swap. So let me go ahead and share my screen. A moment here. Make sure I share the right one. Go live. All right. There we go. I'm sharing my screen now. So this is now available. The URL is test-swap. That's test-swap. test-vitruvio.xyz. Now, it is in test mode. We are not going to release it on mainnet until we've thoroughly tested it out here, and also we want to be mindful of when certain tokens go online and at sexes and stuff like that, because there's price impact to consider. So today we are going to focus on how you can help us test it. So there's a liquidity pair there by default, WVitru, and there's a test token USDV. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how you're going to be able to get your hands on testnet Vitru and also some test tokens, so that you can create your liquidity pairs and play with this and test it out. So the first thing is I want to report that the faucet is live. So that's at faucet.vitruvio.xyz. I'm going to refresh it because I requested. So this currently is giving 1 Vitru, but it's going to be updated very shortly here, where it'll give you 10 Vitrus. Now this is testnet Vitru, all right? So that's important to consider. This is not mainnet Vitru. We will not be issuing free Vitru from a faucet on mainnet. So that's why it says, all right. So it's pretty straightforward. You put your wallet in here and you request it and you get it. So let me try that out here. So I have a demo account set up here with the 0 Vitrus right now. Let me copy that and go to the faucet, plug that in and hit request. It should process it, and hopefully in 5 seconds or so, it will give me my Vitru. And if we look here, it should appear. There we go. So we've got that. Like I said, momentarily, probably even during the time we are having this call, it will be changed. So there will be a 10 Vitru. Now this is Vitru. It is not usable on VitroSwap. All right. So this will only support wrap Vitru. So how do you go about doing that? This is early days. We're still working on all the tooling, etc. So I'm going to point for a lot of things, all of you to go to the Test Explorer. So you're interacting with contracts directly, and that way you can just get the wrap Vitru, etc. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So here we have the Test Explorer. So that's test-explorer. So how do you get to the wrap Vitru? Well, there's many ways to do it, but I think the easiest way that I have found is to just go and type in the token name you want up here. It searches it, and you find it. Now, remember that we upgraded the wrap Vitru. So you're looking for the contract that begins with COCO, COC0A. All right. So that's the contract, and it's pretty straightforward. What you want to do is you want to take the Vitru you have in your wallet, and you want to wrap that, right? So how do we do that? Well, you go to write contract here. And let's see, am I connected here? I believe I am. Let's see, screen. And
Is the Test Explorer, there's no period in between, right? Or what is there?
Test-Explorer. What
Dash. Okay, that's what it is.
Yep. All right. So now you can see my MetaMask. It's there. And what I did was this. So let me hit cancel here. Let me just start over so that everyone can see the MetaMask. All right. So what I did was I first went to here and I searched for wrap Vitru. I clicked on that. That brought me here. I then zoom in a bit, clicked on write contract. All right. And then scroll down to this number 9, wrap. I put in 1 because that's all I have. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put in 0.75. One should be okay. Then I click write. It's prompting me to connect. I do connect, and now it's gonna say there's a problem. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I know why. Because I only have 1. This is what I was alluding to earlier. I only have 1, and there's not enough to wrap 1 and pay for the gas. So that was a problem. Let's see if this will work. There we go. That was the problem. So I'm doing 0.75 now. This problem should also be gone once the faucet does 10 Vitru. So here we are. We're done. Now we should have some wrapped. How do we find out? Well, if you go to MetaMask, if we look in tokens, we don't have that token. We have to import that token first. So the way we do that is we copy the address of the contract. We go to MetaMask, we say import tokens and put the contract address. It says that's wvitru. Next, import, and we are done. So now, there we go. We have 0.75 wrap Vitru as expected. Now, in order to really test out VitroSwap, you're going to need more than that. You're going to need multiple ERC20 tokens to play around with that. The DEX works only with tokens. It doesn't work with coins. You cannot ever have a Vitru pair there. You can only have a wrapped Vitru, which is a token. So how do we get other tokens? Well, we made it super simple and easy for you. We have created 3 test tokens for you, all right? They all begin with the letter T for test rather. And the first one is TQQQQ, all right? So you search that and you find it. And the same process. Now this is a test contract that is set up to essentially mint an unlimited number of coins, tokens. So you go to write contract and you click on mint. When you do this, it is automatically going to deposit 1,000 of these TQQQ tokens into your account. So same process again. I know I'm gonna have to import this into my wallet. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this preemptively. Go here, go to import tokens, paste in the contract address. There you go. It recognizes it's that. Hit next, import, and I'm done. And I have 1,000 TQQQQ tokens, right? So the reason we have set this up is so that you can go and create pairs. You can create liquidity. Now, there's a finite number of pairs possible, right? With WVitru, that's one. TQQ, so that's just one pair. Now I'm going to give you 2 more tokens you can do. So you can do the math there. There's probably like 6 pairs or something like that. No, not 6, 3 pairs, sorry. So let's go to the next one. The next one is Test Vitro, TVTRO. So search for that one. Same deal. Go to write contract. Hit mint. Browser MetaMask pops up or whatever your wallet is. Hit confirm. Wait for that to be confirmed. And you're going to end up with 1,000 T-Vitros in your account. Now remember, these are all just made up tokens for the purpose of testing. These have absolutely no bearing on anything we are doing with the blockchain. It's there solely for you to be testing. So just want to make sure to avoid confusion. There is nothing official about these. They are made up tokens. All right. We put this in here. Next, import, and we are done. All right. So now I have a WVitru token. I have TQQQQ token, TVitro token, and the last one, let's go do TUSDX. All right, same process, write contract, do this. Now you can hit mint as many times as you want. You can keep hitting it all day. These are test tokens, no one will care. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna hit it twice. Right, so we can get 2,000 of these. I'll copy the address again. You don't need to copy the address every time. It's just the first time you're adding that into your wallet. Next, import. There we go. I have 2,000 of them. All right, there we go. So now I have 4 tokens. I have 4 tokens, and I have a DEX that is sitting here waiting to be tested. So what do? Well, you provide liquidity. So you add liquidity. Now, I'm not going to go through that whole process because this is essentially what you would do with PancakeSwap, etc. I'd rather be answering some of your questions about other matters. But this is the setup. You've got the DEX in test mode, test-swap.vitruvio.xyz. You've got the ability to have 4 tokens to test. Some of you are going to go and create liquidity. Others are going to swap. Just try it out and have fun. Please let us know if you encounter problems, and we'll fix them. We are, even as you are testing it, going to continually update this. For example, there's some colors, etc., that are wrong. We're gonna fix those. We're gonna be testing out other things, etc. You might see here, we plan on adding a wrap function, a Vitru wrap function here. So you'll see that show up, so you don't have to go to the contract to do that. So you're gonna see these enhancements, and as they are done, you refresh it and you'll see them and go live. So yeah, so those are really that's the whole setup, right? So that's my three topics. My three topics were Poet, the Faucet, and Vitro Swap. It says Vitro Swap here. That is incorrect. It will be changed to say Vitro Swap. But yeah, that's the lay of the land. Bring questions, etc., to Discord. Let us know. I hope some of you will go and provide liquidity. I'm pretty sure that before I'm done here, there will be different pairs available, etc. So have fun, and do report back. Let us know. We want to really make sure that this is very stable and working well. So we appreciate that you'll help us out with that. Okay. I think that was it for sort of my updates here. We're gonna have way more updates on Friday, but for now, since this is a town hall, we'll go into interactive mode and start tackling some questions. So Zach, Bender, what do you think of this though?
I mean, it's not a new thing to me. I've been seeing it along the way. Yeah, I think it's great. I think the interface looks really nice. The decks I'm referring to, and it'll be really fun once we start bringing in some more tokens on there. I know you and Fur have both mentioned about potentially starting your own tokens. I've been thinking about it myself. Maybe we do a little how-to guide for some people who may want to do it as well. Because I know some of the more technical folks or non-technical folks, have and I have people in Discord have mentioned to me like, I have an idea for a token, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't have the instructions on how you launch it. If you know how to do it, you know how to do it. So, but it'd be probably kind of nice to have like a little walkthrough because there's plenty of people in this community that have ideas and we want to see them. So maybe we put something together. Make it a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, of course. I see Fur in the audience, they're commenting LFV. Just so you guys know, we've been doing that in Twitter and all the artists are now following us. So we don't say LFG for let's effing go. We say LFV, let's effing Vitruvio. And people have caught on to that and they are starting to use that and it's kind of cool. So please do that in public when you can, LFV. So let's do that. All right, let's rock and roll here and start looking at some questions. I'm gonna scroll through. Wow, there's a lot of chat here. Guys, if you don't mind, I don't want to scroll through. If you have a question, can you just repaste it here so I can see it live right now?
A lot of LFVs in the chat.
Yay, cool. Bring in new Vitruvio meme tokens. So you have no idea how prescient you are. So we'll see about that. Is the DEX, Oklahoma asks, is the DEX a fork of Pancake Swap? Yes, it is. All right. Let's see what else.
Can you give us a date of when booster sales are going to end?
Can you give us the date when booster sale will end? I cannot, unfortunately. We're going to, as I've mentioned before, right, our thresholds are important. So we're working on that right now. And I'll give you more updates on that on Friday. Someone's got banned. Mixos says, so yep, our Bender will take care of, Bender or Zach will take care of that. We'll definitely will take care of that. What Rojas Slob says, my boosters page is not showing boosters when they are transferred to a different wallet from which they were originally bought from. Can this be fixed, please? So what your boosters page would show you the boosters for the wallet you're currently connected with, and you're saying that when you connect to the wallet to which you've transferred them, they are not showing up. That should not happen. So let me make a note of that and report that if in fact that's what you're saying. So transferred boosters are not showing up on the destination wallet when even though you connect to them. So thanks for reporting that. I will get it addressed. If a poet is claimed, Didi says, if a poet is claimed or not, the message said still the poet is successfully claimed. Maybe it's better to change this message to say, sorry, all poets claimed. Okay. Thank you for reporting that. So, poet claim message. Sorry, I like to take notes and make sure I get the thing handled. All right. Question: with development moving fast with this project, what is the team doing to ensure a secure blockchain and dApps? Thanks for the hard work. That's a really good question, Lynn. I appreciate that. So one of the things I tell the team is like, look, if you go back and look at every major hack, behind it you can see standing there a manager who accelerated development for developers and didn't let them do testing properly. That's basically a root cause of a lot of big hacks, etc. I don't want to be that person, and I definitely don't want to have that culture. Tell developers to reasonably, accelerate their development, but not compromise on security, etc. In fact, one of the things that we are working on now is to have a sort of structured audit process for all our dApps, etc. I know several in the community do work in security, etc. So please, reach out if you have a firm that does audits, etc. Would rather start with our community than go outside it. So yeah, what we want to do is be mindful that our dApps are always in a hostile environment, so to speak, and people are always looking for vulnerabilities. And so we want to be mindful of that and make sure that if first of all avoid, but second, if we do find something, to take corrective action as quickly as possible and mitigate that. That's sometimes hard to do if you want to be fully decentralized. Like I'll give you a simple example. If you create a smart contract and you want it to be fully decentralized and you make it so it has no pause or unpause feature, that is a problem. If you do discover a security incident and you want to pause the contract, you can't do it. So it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off between fully decentralized and secure. So there's ways to mitigate that also. You could have it where it's possible, but with a certain number of votes or something like that. So it's still not dependent on a single person. The thing you want to avoid in these situations is central authority, right? So one of the things that is on the to-do list right now is to quickly get a multi-sig wallet on here, because if we can do that, then we can start making sure that our smart contracts, etc., that do have sort of an owner or an administrator function could be multi-sig driven. In that case, there could be policies in place, so it's still decentralized, and you would require n of m signatures in order to execute on something like that. All right. People are asking for updates on Vitro listing on Mexi. I'll give you the high level here. We're working on it. One of the things that we are still working through is some of the technical aspects. So they've got the node stood up now. There is a versioning issue. We expect to resolve that today. So now their node was fully synced with ours and was able to see all transactions, etc. A bigger problem that we are looking at right now, it's not a problem so much, but really expediting things, is having to stand up more validators faster. So we are working on that. I'll give you full details on that on Friday. But basically, we're going to expedite standing up validators to ensure the security of the network. So we'll do that. And so again, more details on that on Friday. This is the information I have right now. So I want to make sure, as I said earlier at the top, I don't want to speculate on anything. I want to give you the facts as I know them. Let's see here. Timber Sky asks, what's the solution for those who have open tickets that kept them from using the swapper? So, all right. So swapper is now paused. You cannot do any sealing, etc. That threshold is passed. I looked at the numbers. They were very much exactly what I reported at the download in terms of the amount, etc. It was the breakdown was 70-30%. So here's the thing, folks. There are, I know, a lot of folks with issues still that want them resolved. My commitment to you is that every single issue is going to be resolved before we start any kind of formal trading. Just give us that leeway, that patience, please, because in order to get to some of these milestones, which are really big milestones, it's a lot of effort and a lot of really concentrated effort. And so if we are handling trouble tickets there, what we are doing is not handling sort of the bigger picture. So the way I'm thinking of it is we solve the bigger problems first, we achieve the milestones first, and then before we turn the switch on, we make sure that everyone is in a state where their issues have been resolved. So that doesn't mean we won't take care of them along the way. We are doing our best to do that, but our focus has to be on getting these things launched, these things built, tested, etc. So please be patient. And I did a post in Discord the other day quoting Mr. Spock. I said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. What I meant by that is, like, we have to look at the bigger picture first and then get to individual problems. But you have my commitment that every one of you, your issues will be addressed before we go into any kind of formal trading. That will be done. So any tickets you have, etc. I'll in fact, one of the ideas I had is to literally pick one day before we sort of start formal trading, is to just take that whole day and just go through support tickets and address everyone's issues that are there pending. Maybe it might take a day and a half or something like that, but we'll get it done. But please understand that our priorities have to be in getting the major tooling, the major platform, the major dApps, all of those things up and running properly first. So, and when we are working on support, we kind of cannot do that, and then that pushes out the timeline further and further and further. So that's how we're approaching it. All right. So we have people requesting to come on stage, Zach. So please do bring them up.
There's no request.
I see one from Drax.
He didn't actually request.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got actually requested, all right?
All right, we have one now. Oh, I went away. Oh, our good friend Rocket Burrito.
Hello, it's me. Sorry about the interruption earlier on Twitter. I had some technical difficulties with my phone, so I just want to apologize for that interrupting segment there. I think I had a question about the poet thing.
Sure, but can I ask you a question first?
Sure.
What kind of burrito are we talking about here?
I would be a bean burrito with like a bean burrito with ground beef and maybe that chorizo. No. It's that tofurkey chorizo stuff. It's that fake burrito. Extra gas, extra distance.
All right. Okay. All right. Cool.
Alrighty. So
sorry about that poet thing.
Yeah, of course. So if you wanted to use the poet token, because I'm trying to wrap my head around its concept, it doesn't sound like a monetary thing. It just sounds more like it's like a pseudo NFT hybrid or something. I'm guessing. So, with that being said, could you use poet to help accelerate like airdrops and stuff of that nature?
So let's rewind what you said.
Sure.
Poet. In its name itself is the word token, right? So proof of engagement token. So it is not intended to be monetary. It is intended to be proof that you engaged with someone or something for some purpose, and it is on-chain proof of that. So it's evidence, basically, that you did something. And now, what that evidence could be used for, it depends. How whoever issued it decides that. Right. So if someone issued a proof of engagement token that you attended today's town hall, and because you attended today's town hall, we're going to mail you a sticker. Right. That's great. Like we decide that, and you get that. So you see how it has value in the sense the issuer decides what the contextual value of that is. Now within Poet is an airdrop feature. When I described it, I said it's all email driven. That's exactly right, because you could have a community online and have their email addresses, grab them all, put them into Poet, hit airdrop, and you're done. All of those email users will get a notification, and they will have a Poet as soon as they log in. They can claim it. It's sitting in their account.
Neat. Are Poet tokens transferable? Like, say I get a Poet token, right? And for some reason or other, I decide to transfer it to someone who I think would be interested. Or let me rephrase it this way. Let's say I attend an event on behalf of a friend who can't make it. Could I conceivably transfer that Poet token to the friend so he or she can get the benefit of attending?
Yeah. So then it becomes a question of authenticity, right? Did you in fact attend it? Now, when it comes to tokens, there are primarily two kinds. There's general ones, and there's soul-bound tokens. Soul-bound tokens means they're locked to, a particular person. That hence the soul-bound. So right now we don't have any protections in place for that. It's our MVP, our minimum viable product. So you could do that. You could transfer it to a friend, and that would be fine, and they would be able to have the benefits of it. But long term, when an issuer issues a Poet token, we will give them the option to make it soulbound or not, because there will be situations where you actually should have been present at the thing in order to benefit from it, right? You don't want to give it to someone who just signed up and was a no-show, but then got the benefit of it.
That makes sense, and that's agreeable. I was just curious, like, as far as like if you wanted to like reserve a benefit for a buddy who couldn't make it or something like that. I was just curious.
Yeah, that would be contextual, but yeah, we won't sort of police that or anything like that, but we'll give the issuer the tools to decide if they want to give it to non-attendees by making it transferable or not.
Wonderful, thank you. That's all my questions for now. Thank you very much.
Hi, Costas. How are
Hey,
you?
Nick. Good,
How's it
Nick.
going?
I want to thank you for, first of all, for taking care of everything, the community, for Vitruvio, and especially taking care of my issue I have. And I apologize for sending so many messages. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much. I appreciate you and the entire team at Vitruvio.
And like as I've committed to, there are pending issues. I'm aware of them. We will get to them. We will resolve them all. Please be patient. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone who has any kind of affiliation with an organization or whatever, to give Poet a whirl, and we want to get usage up on that. I would be very happy to see 10,000 poets in a couple weeks. That would be great.
So Commander, though he's on stage, did ask his question in chat. He says, "I never received my Poet from Nick's last download. I received and entered the key and received a message, and it was successful. What do I do next?"
It's if you don't see it, then it's entirely possible you've encountered a bug. So my suggestion would be to open a support ticket so we can start exploring with you on what the issue is, and go ahead and tag me on that so I can talk to you about it. All right. So someone, Easy Tiger, is talking about getting on TV season 2 for Hello Token Killer Whale streaming TV. I'll check on that. I don't know. I don't see. I don't know anything about it, but yeah, I'll check on it. So let's make a note of that. So there's a question here that Obi-Wan Cryptopia asks is, what's the super early bird allocation, Nick, please? Is it 100 Vitru per 7 in one go, or 100 per wallet? I was asked this question before, and my bad, I did not clarify that. Let me I want to go back and look at the slide and see what I posted there. My intent when we did this was 100 Vitru per 7, so not per transaction. So per 7 you get 100. So if you bought 14, you get 200, and so on and so forth. I think we're good here. We are good. We have an hour. We did an hour's town hall here. We got more on Friday coming. So I appreciate that everyone joined here for that. Please go ahead and test out Vitruswap and test out Poet. This is now the exciting time actually, where previously, we were dealing with slides, and now we actually have product, things you can interact with. And for me, that's the best part. And having been in the software business for a while, I can tell you with 100% assurance that the initial versions are probably not perfect, probably have flaws, bugs, etc. But the approach of being agile and iteratively fixing things, releasing them, is the kind of model we pursue. So you will not wait for weeks or whatever for a fix to be made. We'll fix it, release a new one, fix, release new one, etc. So we'll probably keep the beta or alpha monikers on some of these things for a bit, until we are confident that they are stable, and then we'll take them off. Like I'll give you a good example of that is mainnet, right? We've got the release 2 moniker on it right now, and literally the only change from release candidate 1 to release candidate 2 was we added a precompiled contract, which is a built-in smart contract for developers to be able to query what is the rebase value. That's it. There was no fix of any kind, etc. So these things are fairly stable. I like to have a high degree of confidence about them, but we keep the suffixes, the monikers on as a precautionary measure. So that way, if you do find something, we can fix it and go on. So I'm pretty excited. On Friday, I will show you the updated Vitru Studio, which, by the way, is just kick-ass. It is looking really good. I don't know if you guys saw the video I posted yesterday showing how the license UI works, but a lot of artists were responding to that and saying how unique and different and innovative that is, and we are excited about that. So we are going to, I'll show you Vitru Studio on Friday. We'll talk about any enhancements we've made to Poet by then. We are seeing one issue in Poet right now, and that's really a complete and total oversight on our part. If your computer is not in dark mode, it'll appear like you're missing some menus, etc. So it's just a color thing. It's all there. It's you just have to scroll, hover over it. So it works. It's working fully in dark mode, but we are aware of the problem now, and by tomorrow it'll be fixed. So thank you, everyone. Zach, Bender, do you have any remarks to make?
No, I'm good on my end. We had a few people asking about financing, but I just told them to wait until Friday. Like we said, we're not talking. What is the download? We got to have material for Friday. Some people asking about Vitru Scope, which I'm sure we can talk a little bit about then. But other than that, I think I'm pretty good. I think we covered what we need to cover. And
my goal for this town hall was to get folks testing Vitruswap. That was the main goal. And Poet, so please do that. And on Friday, we'll go through every topic and give you a complete update on everything with the latest news at that point in time. So thanks all. Have a good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. And we'll see you again on Friday. Bye-bye.
Yep. See you guys.